What's up, everybody? It is Doug, and welcome to another edition of Spooky Villages, another Michael's exclusive for 2022 edition of Spooky Villages, to be more specific. Today, we're going to talk about the Headstone Mill Brewery. This is another windmill. There have been a lot of them over the years, actually. I'll compare this one to some other ones here. But the second one I'm doing, I have to say, out of the big animated pieces that were at Michael's this year, this is the one I was most looking forward to getting my hands on and checking it out. So let's do that. Guys, here's the box. Check this out. This is another one of those new Michael's exclusive boxes. Actually, the first full one that I've talked about, because when I did the Raven Hill, that was that open face one that had the plastic around there. So this is the new design for the Michael's Lemax exclusives. I really like this one. I've seen the mixed feedback online, but I really like the muted colors and how this one has like the wood planks. Especially for something like this, I think it vibes very well for it. As you can see by the box, it's a big piece. This is one of the flagship ones at Michael's, one of the big ones with all the animation. It's listed right here, actually 5 points of animation on this one. So let's get it out of the box. Let's check it out. Guys, here is the Headstone Mill Brewery. Check this one out. It is a tall piece. Just so you guys know, this one comes with the actual windmill part of it here. That's in the box. You do have to install that. Just be careful when you're putting it on there. Everything else came on this one. Comes with a power supply, a standard power supply. But yeah, guys, check this one out. Let's go around here. So this building, when I saw it in the previews, actually, I thought it was going to be more cartoony than it is. I think actually in person, I really like how it looks in person versus the videos, the preview videos or the pictures. It looks bright and kind of had that hideous Harry's Toy Shop vibe. That piece now forever is going to be, I think, just associated whenever a piece looks a little bit, I guess, cartoony, not in a good way, but more like, we'll just call it like a cheap kind of a look. I thought this one would have that. It doesn't, though, actually. I quite enjoy this one in person here. So let's talk some of the details on it. You have the Headstone Mill Brewery, the sign here, the brewery sign. There's a couple graves here. The wheel done them in. A sad lot lays in this plot, and Lou may brew and withdrew. That's what this one says here, little tombstones here. 5 points of animation on it. So you've got this up here that goes. You got this little box and the skeleton who's drinking. It's pretty funny. Got this little head that's bobbing here in the in this little vat, like looks like a copper brew pot. You also have the water wheel here, of course. I think that's the coolest feature on this. And then you have, which is a staple on a lot of Lemax buildings now, these dudes up here, they run around in a ring. It seems like that's just a staple on a lot of Lemax pieces now, is these people walking around in the rings. But the water wheel here, I think that is the best part of this. I love a good water wheel, a good old-fashioned one. So there are a lot of these type of pieces over the history of Halloween villages, at least when you talk about windmills. Now, this one's got a small windmill. A lot of times the windmill is the defining part of it or the main part of it. So you have the Department 56 Haunted Windmill, which that one's amazing. I actually scored one last year. I haven't done a review of it yet on the channel because when I bought it, I actually just displayed it last year. Bought it late in the season, but I am going to do a review of that sometime soon here. But you have the Haunted Windmill. You've got the windmill from a couple years ago, and I should know it because I did the video and everything on it. That one was very cool too. And then Lemax has done several of the windmills. I know they've done a windmill in the past, a big one. Actually, oh, sorry, it was Department 56 I'm thinking of, with I think it was Dead Mill Creek, if that's the name of it. Pardon me if I'm wrong on that, but that had a water wheel on it. So my point is there's a bunch of buildings that have been around this kind of theme. This one, the gimmick is, it's like a brewery. This actually reminds me of, well, minus the windmill, but there are several breweries like this around wherever I live here, or where I live in Missouri. A lot of river breweries, like old town breweries, where they kind of have this look, at least as far as the actual facade, not a spooky part. It's not falling away and there's no like toxic waste, but they give this vibe. This one here is like on a river. So this one also, this gator is interesting here. And it's like a toxic waste, you know, the river here, the wheels going through. So interesting about that, I think, is this could be a swamp piece. There are a good number of those out here now, the swamp piece, and this gator really makes it that. You know, if I could, I guess, critique it here, I think I'd probably like to see a blue river. That's, I guess, the nice thing. It'd be very easy to paint that, just because it gives the vibe less of the toxic waste, and it's more of that classic river setting, more my vibe. Just my opinion on it, though. But you've got different details here, of course, to the brewery. These dudes here on top, they are carrying booze as they go around here. So it's themed well, but let's talk about it lit up. So here it is lit up, guys. Very nice showpiece here. Again, this is one that I'd imagine is going to start a lot of collections, because people walk through Michael's, they check it out and like, oh man, I love that, and they wind up going for it. So again, this is yet another piece where Lemax has done a really good job with the lighting variety on it, different colors calling attention to different things, and it doesn't do just a solid color where it looks like a solid beacon of green or yellow or orange or something. It's got a very nice mix into it, and I'm gonna play it with the lights and sound at the end. I should have mentioned this earlier. This one has a great soundtrack. This is one of the better ones they've done recently. Again, it's not just saying the name of this over and over or doing something else like this. It's very fun, and I really do like the vibe that the soundtrack gives you, so you could play it over a scene, especially if you did like, you know, a river scene or the swamp scene, something like that, where this would really go on or go with. The music is very thematic for that. I'll play that at the end. Now the theme here, this is very much like a macabre monster building. This is not like a realistic one where people are in costumes or anything. Heck, you even have toxic waste in this. This one could actually theme with like the Wasteland Pub, you know, the apocalyptic vibe, and with the gas station that there is this year. I mean, it's not that they go together great, but because of the toxic waste here, you could put them like with the zombie fortress, like that kind of vibe. And the dudes here are all like skeleton zombie kind of guys, so that would all work together if you're wanting to theme it that way. Very quick, I want to talk about the fit and finish on this one, because this one, it doesn't feel like the cheaper plastic. It's quite nice, actually, in my opinion. I wasn't sure, again, if it was going to be like the Hideous Harry's or something like that, but it's not. And the paint job looks good. I've heard of some suspect paint jobs this year on different pieces. This one, at least the one I have here, does not have one. Now, if you're getting into Spooky Town and it's the piece you're wanting, it's got 5 pieces of animation, so it's absolutely like a showpiece. I know everybody, especially the newbies, they really love the animation and what it shows. Just beware that that is normally a mechanical risk when you've got really over 3 pieces of animation. I consider as, you know, that's a lot, and this one's got 5, and there have been some pieces recently that have done that much. And just be wary. You might have to do a little repair on this if you intend to run it a bunch. This one has been running very quiet for me, very smooth, doesn't seem jerky, and I'm hoping that mechanically this one is, you know, as sound as a Spooky Town piece can be. All right, guys, that's the Headstone Mill Brewery here. I dig this one, really like this one. Very cool mill, and I'm always about the mills and water wheels. That's like my vibe. And I'm gonna play the lights and sound here in a minute. You can check it out with the soundtrack. I really do like the soundtrack on this one. It's a very good one in my opinion. You know, as for a hint for the next one, I'm actually not sure yet. There's a few. I'm going to be picking some stuff up from Michael's here, and I'm not sure what I'm going to get next. So apologies, I don't have my hints. I will on the next video, though. I promise I'll have a hint. I always like to do that. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Think of this building below. I haven't seen it discussed a ton yet. I guess really the pieces just came out at Michael's, but curious what you all think. So please leave those comments below. Love to read them. Love to see what you guys think. I will catch you guys here very soon with another Michael's exclusive review for Lemax 2022. Here it is with the lights and sound.